2 home games, 2 wins, and with that magic 50 points and Stano's big bank goal in the bag, is the season over.
Hello and welcome to the Big Bank Theory podcast. My name's John. I'm here with my friend and colleague Dan.
Hello.
That's very dismissive.
Yeah, well, what's left to do now? What's left to accomplish?
It's going to be like a festival of fun, like a carnival of,
Oh yeah,
you
a
know,
winter wonderland.
Well, it'd be like a spring wonderland.
Not a thing.
It is now down SJP.
Yeah.
Well, it's absolute turn of everything, isn't it?
Well, last time we recorded, we were saying there's a possibility that we might have 50 points if we, by next time we recorded. And we've actually got 52.
Well, we smashed it. I haven't looked, to be honest.
6 points from an available 6.
Yeah.
2 home games. What a week to be a match attending Exeter City fan.
And like
any Exeter City fan.
Big crowds and exciting football, and feels like we're back on top of the world.
Yeah, make the most of it because,
What?
all good things come to an end.
Oh, that's true.
No, but it was brilliant. And it's like, it doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No,
As a supporter,
doesn't get much better than that as a football team's performance. I mean,
No, 2 very accomplished performances, actually.
So
Against
if you missed
2 very different opposition.
Yeah, it was. So if you missed it, Saturday saw the visit of Accrington Stanley, the Ackies.
Is that their nickname?
I think so. Or was that the Hamilton Academicals?
Yeah, I think it's that, isn't it? Oh, Accrington Stanley.
The Stanley?
Yeah, Flat Stanley.
Flat Stanley came. So they're, obviously they're threatened with promotion. They're a team that bobble around. Relegation. They're a team that bobble around the bottom of the league. I think they've been in League One 5 years. Might not make it to 6. And City absolutely took them to task. It was 5-0.
5-0.
1-0 at half time.
Apparently their nickname is the Ode Reds. OWD. What was that? The Ode Reds.
They're not saying it in a Devon accent, are they?
The Ode.
Ode Reds.
The Ode Reds. I don't know.
Well, anyway, who cares what their nickname is? Because our name for them is Victims.
Yeah, we saw them off, didn't we? They were poor.
Yeah, they were poor.
They were poor.
I was talking to an Argyle supporter about them, and he said they were really niggly, but we didn't even see that.
No, I think because of the way it kind of panned out, they never got into the game, and then once the goals started going in, they were, their heads were gone, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I tell you what, Dan, as you know, I had the absolute dream scenario because I thought I was missing this game.
Yes.
Because I was on a training thing. And then 2:30 came and the guy running it said, we might be done soon. And I thought, what? So I bought my ticket instantly, as you do. And then I got there I heard the goal go in for Mitchell. So Mitchell scores on 36.
Yeah.
Sorry to miss it because it was a lovely goal.
It was, yeah. Showing his, weak foot quality.
Yeah.
Because he kind of tried to go a few times sort of onto the left.
Yeah.
And the defender kind of, showed him the other way.
Yeah.
And then he kind of just looks up and you think, well, I'll have a shot then. And it just curls it in. A beauty.
Was outside the box, I think, wasn't he? And
yep. Edge of the area, yeah.
Absolutely lovely. We're starting to see him as a real player, I think.
Yeah, maybe we'll come on to this, but the recruitment's looking quite good, isn't it now?
Certainly.
I mean, it was at the time, even on paper, it looked like, these look very promising. I mean, it's difficult to see how it could have worked much better, really. It's added real quality. And Mitchell's kind of probably maybe the first to really show the kind of
Well, he's shown the upgrade, hasn't he? If you think of who he's replaced.
Yeah. And to kind of really kind of reap the rewards straight away with goals, with assists, with
causing chaos.
Yeah.
So that was 1-0 half time.
Yeah, I'd say from the start this looked like from the available squad players, looked like probably the strongest starting 11.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. I think everyone kind of felt like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
So Blackman in goal, back three of Sweeney, Aimson and Hartridge, Mitchell on the left, Key on the right, Collins, Kite, McDonald in the middle.
Yep.
And
Non-Bay
then
and Stansfield.
Non-Bay and Stansfield. I think that's the pick.
I'd say so, yeah. Yeah.
But also, we've got some quite good deputies there, as we'll come on to in a minute.
Yeah.
And we looked all over them, didn't we? We had other chances. Collins had a header from just outside the box, didn't he? No, not just outside the box.
Was it a header? No, it was. It just came to me. He skied it.
Oh, that's right. Accrington had very little, didn't they?
Yeah.
They weren't even like wasting time. I thought you think to yourself, this is going to be tough. A point to be something.
They did not make it tough.
No, they didn't.
No.
They looked young.
They rolled over, really. Like, I don't know, you were suggesting maybe they've got a load of loans, haven't they? From
I don't know. It is what it felt like, really.
It did, and it really felt like playing, a team that weren't even in the same division as you, really.
Yeah, that is what it felt like.
And that's down to two things: one, us being really good, and then being really poor, really.
So second half, and we really turned on the style. So it was an Aimson pass, cross-field ball that lands at Josh.
Lovely ball
to Josh Key's feet.
He's another one. I think straight.
Who, Aimson?
Aimson. Obviously, he's come in. We needed to strengthen centre back. Stubbs goes. So the circumstances around it are a bit like in terms of him being a kind of like fan favourite. He's off on a bit of a rocky start. Everyone likes Sam Stubbs.
Yeah.
He goes. Aimson comes in, replaces him. He immediately gets made the captain. That's all fine, but it caused a bit of
Yeah. There was some questioning.
Yeah.
Looks.
But he's been great. He's really, and I think gets better and better. The more they play together, obviously, the more. And I think now we're starting to see that the team sort of they get used to playing with each other.
We could have those three very happily. I know there's Diabate. It doesn't look like any of those three are going in the summer. There's not kind of rumours of that stuff. So we could have a full season with them three. There doesn't seem to be any. They're not really injury prone. Hartridge is most likely to get suspended, more than anything.
Yeah.
But that could be a very solid platform, couldn't it?
But like you're saying, lovely pass.
Absolutely.
Crossfield, diagonal pass. And then brilliant first touch from Josh Key, who in both these games was superb. Obviously scored the week before as well. Is that right?
It was certainly recently, yeah.
And back post header, wasn't it?
That's right.
And then brings the ball down, turns the defender inside out. He threw one-on-one on goal and just clips it past the keeper. Very composed finish. And
a consummate finish, you might say.
Yeah.
I'd say.
And like just showing the kind of confidence which we've had a week of.
Yeah.
Seeing basically kind of like tails up, basically. And he was so good, Josh Key.
Yes.
Like exactly how you think back to when he's at his best, when we were all worried that he was going to be like, off to Sunderland or whatever it was, when he's absolutely pillaging down the right-hand side, turning players inside out, causing mayhem. And I think with him on the right, and like we've mentioned with Mitchell on the left, again, that balance is excellent.
Yeah, I agree.
And maybe Key might go in the summer, we don't know, but for the rest of this season anyway, it's that's the dream duo, isn't it?
Indeed it is. Now as consummate, there it is again, as that goal was, the next goal was chaos. So I think it's a key, not a key corner, but he plays it out from the corner.
It's a weird kind of low corner, isn't it?
Yes.
That I think sort of probably mishit.
Is it Aimson that flicks it on? Someone flicks it on.
I think it's Aimson. He has kind of two bites at it and flicks it back.
Collins it ends up with Collins, who puts it back in the middle. Hartridge then has a shot, which hits the bar.
Yeah.
And it just lands at Non-Bay's feet.
Yeah, he just pokes it in. He just sort of looks a bit...
He looks like, how am I onside and how am I allowed this space? And, all right, I'll put it in the goal.
Yeah.
3-0. At that point, if Accrington weren't already looking down in the dumps...
Oh, I know. And then it's they give up altogether there. And then, we get another couple of goals.
They don't just look down in the dumps. They've moved into Exton Road and Yosef, the angry curator of that space is bellowing at them about cement.
Where's Exton Road?
That's the Marsh Barton tip.
Is it?
Yeah. Run with an iron fist by Yosef.
Right. You've got to run it that way, a tip, really, because people will, they'll take the piss. If you don't have very strict rules in place.
If I felt like I'd got one over on Yosef, he's not looking, and I've put a hard bag of cement in the general waste area, honestly, I'd be afraid that I wouldn't wake up the next morning and I'd be found with multiple stab wounds.
Well, not if you get away with it.
I'm not getting away with it. I don't think there's any way I'm getting away with it.
Right.
He's clocked me. He knows.
You ever buy anything? When you go to the tip, do you have a quick look in the tip shop afterwards?
Daren't.
Really?
No.
I can't go there without a little look around.
But then do you buy anything?
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm concerned I'd come home with like a spinning wheel.
What's that?
Like Sleeping Beauty's evil fairy godmother's thing that I don't even know what it does, a spinning wheel. You sit at it, it's like a wheel, you pedal it with your feet, and then you separate yarn with it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. Sort of fairy.
Useless to modern times, but I'd still end up buying it.
Yeah.
Thinking, maybe I'll use this one day. That's my concern when I go to the tip shop.
What are they doing with them then? It was just sort of making, threads.
I don't think anyone uses them anymore. Hence why they're all in the tip.
Use them to make the new kit.
Yes.
Season.
Taggy's got I don't want to accuse Taggy of modern day slavery here, but he's got an army of people making kit.
Yeah, I'll do it on a loom.
Loom. I think first you loom, then you spinning wheel.
Oh, right.
Is that right? Or maybe the loom... I think maybe the loom replaced the spinning wheel.
Surely. Loom's sort of more industrial, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Then
James Scott comes on for Nombe.
You might say he was looming at the edge of the box.
Yeah. Comes on with his
broad shoulders,
chubby cheeks, and his smiley face.
Yeah, he's a large man, isn't he?
Is he?
Yeah.
In what way?
I think
he's overweight?
Broad fella. No. I think he's just a broad man.
Right.
He's quite tall, and he's got wide shoulders. Different to Kevin McDonald, also a large man.
Yeah.
But them two are quite the sight.
Couple of Scots. Anyway, Stansfield.
Yep.
Who has worked harder in this match than anyone I can remember. Like a Japanese prisoner of war.
No.
But a happy one.
That's a quote, listeners, in case you're worried.
But accurate. And pulls it back for Scott, completely unmarked on the edge of the area, and he just sweeps it in for his first Exeter City goal. And Stansfield at this point, I know obviously everyone knows what's about to happen, but he's been, trying to get that Big bang goal since the start of the season. James Scott, he played about 20 minutes, comes on, sort of like first touch, sort of from Stansfield assist, and just gets his straight away. Yeah, like he looked delighted.
He does. He looked so pleased.
He looks like I got a good feeling about him. I don't think I think everyone keeps saying he's one for next season, and I think that maybe that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is really. There's been kind of slightly mixed in his kind of cameos so far. But I just think he played last night and didn't do a huge amount, but I think I got a good feeling.
But scores like a Johnny come lately. But then Stano, finally, 81 minutes.
Yeah. It was the day for it really, wasn't it? An absolute rout. He played so well, but it wasn't until Scott came on that really the opportunity was going to happen for it, because Nombe was the furthest forward. Nombe is the one on the shoulder of the defence. Stansfield, his work is, he's running around so much battling that sometimes he's sort of half the time you're thinking like,
come closer.
Yeah, he's like, is that like right back?
Yeah,
because he's run back there to tackle. It's like, mate, we're miles ahead here. Just get up front and just hang around for a goal. No, and then when Scott comes on, I think they kind of swap places. So Stansfield does become the furthest forward man, and then he. It's a poor goal to concede from the keeper, really. But, it's near post. But there we have it. Didn't think it was going to happen. I think I said on the last podcast that it absolutely wasn't going to happen.
It's the kind of insight you've come to know and love.
Bet I made a small bet at, I think, at 3-0.
Yes.
With my our friend who goes to the football, that's Jack, that I tell her give him £1,000 if Jay Stansfield scored.
£1,000.
Bit of kind of like reverse psychology. Oh yeah, sorry, £1,000 for any of our international listeners who aren't au fait with the dialect.
Yeah.
And you then said, when James Scott came on, you
Yes.
said to the same friend you'd give him £2,000
£2,000.
if James Scott and Jay Stansfield scored.
Yeah.
And then he scored.
Yeah.
So
I've arranged a payment plan with Jack.
collectively we own £3,000. Also, the same friend, I made a bet once last season that if I said I think Jonathan Grounds is going to score within the first 2 minutes of some match.
Yeah.
Don't know what I was thinking. And I said if he does, you have to buy me a cup of tea.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't, I'll get you a cup of tea at every match for the rest of the season. Do you know how many cups of tea I've bought him now?
No, how many?
None.
Yeah.
Haven't done any.
Jack's come to be cynical of our offering of odds to him. Hasn't he? Sorry, Jack.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Anyway,
I've arranged a payment plan with him.
yeah,
50p a month for the
Right.
rest of my life.
fair dues. But anyway, there we go. 5-0. Stano scored. Front of the big bank. What a day.
It was great. It was a great day.
We haven't won
But that's Colwell's biggest win.
Colwell's biggest win. Our biggest home win for a good few years. And 3 home wins in a row. Again, the first time that's happened for a really long time. Don't know how long. But there's also another one now. So it's 4 home games. And I have no idea how long it is since we did that.
And lovely to see a clean sheet as well. Like,
yes.
I know Accrington didn't offer much. I know they didn't. But we've had some real weak defensive performances, haven't we? And
I think we've been really good defensively. I mean, Cheltenham, obviously.
No,
bad.
I mean Christmas time. There was some real kind of comedy of error kind of things.
Yeah.
Just to start notching up very solid defensive performances. No errors.
No.
Not
really
even
good.
a hint of a chance, really.
No, it was just like an all-round kind of good time.
Yeah. It was. Which leads us to last night. So Tuesday, Barnsley at home. Barnsley in 4th.
Yes, everyone knows that they've won 10 out of the last 12 matches.
Yeah.
And the other 2 of them they drew.
Yeah.
So unbeaten in 12.
Bizarrely, Plymouth Argyle wanting us to win. Because
Yeah.
they're Barnsley obviously big promotion rivals of theirs.
I mean, it's a significant blow to... it's a significant blow to Barnsley's kind of hopes of automatic losing that. I mean...
That was their game in hand, etc.
Well, yeah, and when it's going to be close at the top with like it always is. I think with the top 2.
Yeah.
So it's quite significant actually for Argyle. So we have done them a bit of a favour, but
I mean, I don't.
Who cares?
I always got to think Exeter City supporters got to think about themselves first. Exeter City got to think about themselves first. I don't even just mean like because obviously the team's playing to win, but like we're here to win games, aren't we?
I couldn't care less.
No,
about
exactly.
it,
And we'll go and beat Argyle as well in a week or 2, and then that'll be marvellous. So obviously they're a better team, and they looked excellent. First 10 minutes, their passing was slick as you like, wasn't it?
Moving the ball quickly, they look strong.
They looked lively.
Yeah.
There was a change, wasn't there?
They were quick. They were closing us down really, like all over the pitch, really fast. There was one change. James Scott starts.
Yes.
For Nombe, who's on the
Buoyed
bench.
on by his cheery experience for the last 10 minutes 2 days earlier.
Yeah, and but other than that, same side.
Yeah. Yeah, and so first 10, I thought like, oh, this is going to be Ipswich all over again, didn't you?
I didn't think...
I thought it could be.
Yeah. They didn't have... It wasn't like there was like really clear-cut chances in that first 10 minutes.
That's true.
It did just look like... I just remember thinking, oh, they look good. They do look good. I mean, compared to Accrington, anything, but they did look decent. I thought in the sort of second 10 minutes, we started to look a bit better. And leading up to the goal, I think it was sort of seen to be sort of heading in that direction. Started just a bit of a slow start, basically. Like Kevin McDonald, who's superb, but made a couple of kind of loose passes in the first 10 minutes or so, which made things a little bit kind of nervy.
Yeah.
But then he got a handle on it. He's so good.
Yeah, he really is.
He's like, just doesn't need to run anywhere.
No, it's a reading of the game, isn't it?
It's like, masterful kind of reading of the game. He'll just sort of wander into the right place. He always wants the ball. He's always, quite rightly, confident that he can take the ball at his feet, and it doesn't matter which of these League One players are around him.
Yeah.
He's quite happy to do that.
Yeah.
And is perfectly able to, and it's such a valuable, especially the way we're playing now, which is a lot more kind of like sort of patient possession based. Although we were a little bit more direct last night. He's the perfect player to have there with the industry around as well of like Kite and Collins, and Harry Kite, two again standout performances, I think, and he must be absolutely loving it. Playing with a player like Kevin McDonald is doing him no end of good.
Just think that 2 years ago we had Atangana in that position. So that tells you the kind of upgrade we're looking at, doesn't it?
He's also a massive upgrade on, and a very different type of player, but on like Timothy Dieng as well. Like, he really is. It's different. It's a different class of player to those two.
Well, I mean, I think it tells you everything you know that Dieng's gone to... I'm not bad-mouthing Dieng. He was great for us.
And he's a very different player.
But he's gone to Gillingham, and yet we've got Kevin McDonald, formerly of the Premier League, who's still got it.
He's absolutely still... I mean, don't think you lose... I think that's the kind of element to your game that you don't lose.
Yeah.
That sort of player, he's not legging it around. Like I said, he's barely jogging. But...
once he'd got his kind of self-sorted, we grew into the game, didn't we? In 27 minutes, Jay Stansfield gets another goal. And
an excellent goal it was as well. Sort of Berbatov-esque.
Yeah.
The sort of the Berbatov goal I'm talking about, where he kind of runs to the byline, but then sort of turns his back towards like where the crowd are, so he's facing out towards the pitch, and then kind of dinks it over the defender. I think Stansfield goes through the legs, whereas Berbatov dinks it over the top, and then finishes into the far post on a tight angle.
Yeah.
But just a player brimming with confidence.
Yeah. And that's when his energy pays off, isn't it? Because that ball was almost lost.
Yeah, it's like that. We've had two performances from Stansfield this week that were most similar to that Plymouth game at the start of the season when he played like that.
Yeah, I've seen him at his best again.
But with this time getting results.
Now, did you notice when he scored, he ran straight to Coldwell?
Straight over to Coldy.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Don't know what that means. I'm not trying to read too much into it, but
no, but it does. Again, I think there seems to be a good feeling around the place, doesn't it? And that's good because it's an upheaval. We've had a mid-season upheaval with Taylor leaving and everyone being so invested in, all the players being so invested in that team spirit that with Matt Taylor, and the fact that Coldwell's been able to kind of like gain their trust enough to kind of like take over that and keep that going.
Yeah.
So then...
Well, they equalise.
Kind of out of nowhere, actually.
Yeah.
Sweeney gives away a free kick that's...
Well, it was unnecessary. We'd already won the ball.
Unnecessary, but not exactly not a stupid one to give away. It's a long way away from the goal. The free kick goes... I don't really blame... Definitely, I mean, I don't blame Sweeney for giving me the free kick. The cross comes in. It's a very good cross, right in the gap in between the defence and Jamal Blackman. And then... nobody heads it away.
Well, Blackman steps to take it, doesn't he?
Yes, but I don't think it's... Having watched the replay, I do think he's slightly at fault. But I think his mistake is a secondary mistake. The ball shouldn't be bouncing in the box.
Well, that's true.
It's absolutely criminal. I don't know who it is, Hartridge, I think. Got to get it away. You've got to get something on it. He shouldn't have to... And then Blackman sort of comes to come and take it, then is in two minds. In the meantime, the defender steals in and pokes it home. But he should not have to be dealing with that unless he's going to come and claim it in the first instance, which I don't think it's really available for him to do. You've got to get that. Someone's got to header that away.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Either someone headers it, either the Barnsley player wins a header towards goal, or we header it away. Someone's got to header it. It should not bounce. It's madness. But it was a momentary blip in what... otherwise went on to be a superb performance. But
Yeah.
that was it. State at half time.
That was 1-1 at half time, right? Which obviously, given that Barnes are in such good form, that's not distraught. It's just a shame.
No, and and despite the goal going in, we actually were from 10 minutes were decent, and even after they scored up until half time, again we still it wasn't like we didn't our heads didn't drop, carried on playing well.
Yeah.
And half time, I was sort of pretty optimistic. You said we were going to win, I think. So was that you? Someone did.
I think I did. Felt like it. So we come out second half, and they're still up for it.
Yeah, they start really strongly.
It's just 3 minutes in. Kite gets the next goal. It's a Stansfield assist.
Brilliant again from Stansfield, running down on that byline, cutting in, cutting it back. Archie Collins leaves it.
Yeah.
And in Harry Kite's post-match interview, I think he said that Collins was like, thank me later for leaving that. He kind of jumps out the way of it. Brilliant. And Harry Kite deserved the goal.
Yeah,
like
he did.
Said,
he did.
Playing brilliantly.
Kite's a player that we haven't...
He's under the radar, isn't he?
He's under the radar, and because of that, sometimes he just disappears out of the team. I don't mean like becomes anonymous. I mean like is left out of the team.
Yeah, but I don't think he gets left out. Cole hasn't left him out at all.
No, he doesn't seem to. He seems
it's
to
just
really
injuries.
Okay.
He picks up what to me has always seemed like little injuries that can be out for a week here, a week or two here and there. But I mean, it's not. I don't think it's anything to worry about particularly.
Hopefully, we can get him a bit of consistency. So that's 2-1. And Barnsley are obviously desperate for this, so the game really starts to kind of open up, doesn't it? And it's kind of end to end from then on.
Yeah, without them really creating anything.
No, they didn't really.
And then they make this bizarre 4-man substitution.
Yeah.
Which
So their
shouldn't
manager's
be
Duff,
allowed
isn't
anyway.
it? Duff that was at Cheltenham.
Right. Hillary
Yeah.
Duff.
Eh?
Hillary Duff.
Hillary Duff is their new manager. I don't know anything about Hillary Duff to make any jokes, I'm afraid.
Is Hillary Duff
Her sister's Hayley Duff.
Miley Cyrus?
No, they're different Duffs. Different people.
Who's Miley Cyrus?
Miley Cyrus is Billy Ray Cyrus's daughter.
Yeah, but what's her...
Hannah Montana.
Hannah Montana.
Yeah.
So who's Hillary Duff?
Hillary Duff's a real person. That's her actual name. She was Lizzie McGuire.
Right.
Which is another version of Hannah Montana, I believe.
Okay.
This is really scraping my knowledge, but thanks for the quiz.
How do you know all this?
I don't know.
Hmm.
And then there's Hayley Duff. That's her sister. She's in Napoleon Dynamite. That I do know.
Okay, right.
Do the chickens have large talons? Etc.
Yes.
I don't understand a word you just said. One of my favourite films. Now, I was watching that, but I could have been watching Exeter City. Because yes, it was end to end, wasn't it? And Hillary Duff brings on
4 subs. So they've got Devontae Cole. He brings him off. He brings off our old friend James Norwood.
Yeah, who'd been a bit hopeless.
Yeah, well, hadn't done anything.
Done
yeah.
anything, no.
Neither has Cole really, but and then a couple of other lads come on as well. 4 subs at once. It doesn't help them. If anything, it helps us.
4's mad. I feel like with the 5 sub thing, some managers think like, it's like throwing the kitchen sink, isn't it? And
Well, it needed a bit of a Hail Mary, didn't it? But it didn't work.
very disruptive. I'd put on 2 and then see how it goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, what do I know? But
Just after that, Nombe comes on
for Scott.
for James Scott. Yeah. Scott led the line sort of fairly well.
Well, he created a lot of space for Jay, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and I think, like I said, he doesn't. He's not got that strength that Nombe's got,
He's certainly not got the pace.
and the pace, and he doesn't win many headers either. But again, I mean, still, like I said, it's still optimistic for him. But Nombe comes on, and then we score again, do we?
Well, no. No, there were lots of... Collins has that nearly header, doesn't he?
Oh, it's really good, that.
And it's very close.
It's so close. At the time for the Big Bank, it looked close, and he kind of does everything he can, really. It's a really difficult one to get.
Yeah.
Backwards.
Is it a Mitchell cross?
Or
was it a J cross?
I'm not quite sure,
No.
actually. He kind of does everything he can, yeah. He's
Very
moving back
close.
away from goal, and from the replay, it looked close as well.
So there was that, but then the breakthrough comes with... it's a...
Well, little Joe White's come on as well, hasn't he?
He
For
has.
Stano.
Yeah, that's right. And then Collins has a shot. This is getting towards 90, 88 or something. Collins has a shot. Keeper saves it. It comes out invitingly into the edge of the area, doesn't it? Joe White gets there and is instantly, emphatically chopped down.
Well, he just gets there quicker, gets the toe on the ball. It's the clearest pen you'll ever see.
I've never felt more like full of foresight. You could just see it all unfolding before it happened, couldn't you?
What you couldn't necessarily see unfolding was the penalty, because Nombe missed one the other day.
Yes.
Remember, two games ago, in that game against Cheltenham? No. Who was that against?
Oh, crumbs.
Whoever. But he grabs the ball.
Yep.
Couple of consultations. I think Aimson comes over, captain, says like,
"You up for this?
You got it, Sam."
Gives him the 2 fingers in the eyes thing. That thing that doesn't translate well to listening. No,
but you know you do. You're basically pointing at your eyes
with 2 fingers.
With 2 fingers, and then you're pointing at someone else's eyes with the same 2 fingers. You know, like
that's right.
It can mean several things. Mostly it's sort of I'm watching you.
Yeah.
I once
do it to my daughter when she's climbing.
Had that done to me. I was in. This is going back a way.
Oh yeah.
I was in the Globe pub in Newtown.
Now a flat.
Yeah. This is back when it was like a bit rough.
Oh yeah.
There's a band playing. A couple of mates of mine were walking past, and we heard them playing. The band inside playing a cover of a Puddle of Mud song. If you don't know Puddle of Mud, they're
don't worry about it. Terrible.
Sort of sub-Nirvana kind of like abomination.
Yes.
Don't bother listening to them. Crap. But we thought, oh, that's funny. Let's go in and have a look at that for a laugh. Went in.
Which song was it? She effing hates me.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
And we're watching them play, and then there's this woman with long, sort of very curly ginger hair.
Lovely.
And she's like windmilling her hair around, like
lovely.
Right, it's a small place, and right in front of them, right in front of us.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of like recoiling, laughing a bit at what's going on. I'm like, ooh, and then this bloke gives me the old eyes, 2 eyes.
2 eyes, 2 fingers.
And then he goes, "Watch your eyes, mate." And I went like, yeah, I know, like thinking he meant this woman's going to whip me in the eye with her hair. And he's like, "No, watch your eyes." As in, he thought I was eyeing up his woman.
Ogling his lady.
Yeah. Which I wasn't.
Watch your eyes. What curious way to say it.
Watch your eyes.
Watch your eyes.
I don't. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. Good to know. Well, anyway, Aimson did that in a more supportive way.
Yeah. Then Sweeney also came over and sort of, I think,
Fancy
maybe went like, "If you don't want it, I can do pens."
Yeah.
But Nombe.
Haven't seen a Sweeney pen in a long time.
No, but Nombe wanted it, and
Nombe got it.
Stuck it away. Keeper went the right way. Got a hand to it, but it was in the corner enough. Off the post, I think.
3-1.
3-1. Everyone's loving it. It's over.
Except it's not over, because the ref goes mad and initially adds on 8 added minutes.
Yeah.
For
strange.
nothing.
Well, I can only assume that that's because there was some sort of light time wasting, I suppose.
Well, he gave Blackman a yellow card for time wasting.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he actually book him?
I think so.
I don't know if he did.
Oh, didn't he? We told him off.
But it was quite obvious. Like we talked about this before. Jamal Blackman, you wouldn't. If football doesn't work out for him, he's got no chance making it as an actor. Put it that way, because he's so bad at time wasting. It's so obvious what he's doing.
Yeah, I'd like to play a goalkeeper for a lower league football team. Sorry, mate, I don't believe it. That kind of
That's probably the one role he could play. But yeah. So I guess it's that. We had the physio on once for Stansfield.
Not for very long.
And they made 4 subs in one go, so it's not even like that spread out the time.
No.
Anyway, it puts 8 minutes on, but
And then we played 10. We played 10 added minutes.
10 added minutes.
It was done. Barnsley tried, but we were very solid.
Yeah, they did. They had a couple of half chances, but
what they had is shots from distance that went over the bar, didn't they?
Yeah, and some balls into the box that we dealt with everything. We had some defending to do, but it wasn't like there was no luck there. There was no like for us, and fairly straightforward to see it out. Really, just
6 points. More about all of that and the implications in a second. Welcome back, lads. Remember, you can email us, bigbankpod@gmail.com, or on Twitter @bigbankpod if you'd like to. Love to hear from you. It's getting close to the end of year predictions being revealed, of course.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, honestly,
Forgot all about that.
It's been mad, so hats off to anyone who's predicted any of this stuff.
Yeah, the only thing that hasn't been mad, really, is the league table itself.
Indeed.
I feel like it's been divided up into kind of 3 sections, and it's just not changed at all for the whole. It's just been. I might be wrong on this. Just I think broadly speaking, it's sort of like the top 7, then the middle kind of section, and then the bottom, however many,
7 or something,
and it's just like, and it hasn't. No one's really moved about between. We've just been mid-table the entire season. The teams up the top have been there up the entire season, and the teams at the bottom have been down there the whole year.
Yeah, you're right. So if you're interested, top of the league's Argyle. They've played a game more than the other rivals. Then it's Sheffield Wednesday, Ipswich, and Barnsley. Exeter City sit in 11th. We played 38, with 3 points behind Shrewsbury in 10th and 6 points behind Portsmouth in 9th. Then below us, it's Charlton and Fleetwood both on 49, so we're 3 points ahead of them. So it's fairly solidified. At the bottom, Forest Green managed to get some points, but they're still on 26th. And in 21st, the last relegation spot is Accrington on 35. So we're 17 points ahead of the team at the top of the relegation zone.
Yeah.
We've got 52 points. We're safe.
Yeah.
We're safe. Which gives us some freedom.
Well,
I
also,
think.
it makes I think there's lots of chance of we're staying up.
Yeah, weird.
Last night, or City staying up, or
Yes.
not getting relegated, which is just.
Well, A, it's March.
Well, yeah.
B, we've never been in danger.
I don't want to criticise the chant people too much, because they do a good, they make a good atmosphere. It's been enjoyable. But that's odd, isn't it?
Do you think the chant, we're middle table and we like it, it's not going to catch on?
No. And then someone said, oh, no, it's irony. But it's not obvious enough irony if it was.
No, you say that if you're in second, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway.
There we are. Well, we are staying up. We're also not going up. 52 points, bang in the middle. And our opponents on Saturday, Fleetwood Town, in basically the same position as us, 3 points behind us.
Yeah.
We beat them at home.
We did.
2-1. Nombe scored in injury time to win it.
Jay Stansford also scored in that goal as well, so could that be a good
omen?
Omen.
They're managed by Scott Brown, former
Not
Celtic.
our Scott Brown.
No. He's not our Scott Brown anyway anymore, is he? But no, former Celtic Scott Brown.
Yes.
Tough old
And they
boy.
also have Jaden Stockley.
Yes, they do.
Since January, so he wasn't there when we played them earlier in the season.
He started scoring, hasn't he? Got a couple
He
at the weekend.
scored 2, and I think he scored header at the weekend, yeah.
I mean, we know what Hamfley is. Again, it's a perfectly winnable game. Long old way to go.
Yeah.
It feels like now, I mean, it goes without saying, we play much better football when we're against the better teams. Like when teams, like it was a lovely game last night.
Yeah.
Like Barnsley came to play football because they need the win. Exeter City respond well to that kind of thing. I know Accrington were nothing; they were hopeless. But actually, we find it much harder when teams set up and try and get the draw or sneak a win, don't we?
Yeah, I'd say so. Although I'm not sure. Now we're sort of settling into this style.
Maybe it's different.
Perhaps we'll break the teams down easier.
Yeah.
But I agree that in the past, early in the season, we've struggled with that kind of thing. But I think we're a slightly different entity now. So, and I think it's just sort of starting to come together.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, we might lose to Fleetwood on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think the pressure's off a bit.
Pressure's really off.
Which can go one or two ways, can't it?
And pressure,
it gives you freedom to kind of like, and to build on the momentum you've got and kind of just go out there and enjoy it and play really well, or we could be on the beach.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be on the beach just yet, but
Well, the pressure's really not on
ostensibly we are.
Fleetwood, but most of our rivals, the pressure is on. I think these aren't jaded players we've got here. These are young, enthusiastic players. This isn't like, oh, we've missed out on the playoffs in League 2. This is, hey, we're in League 1 for our first season and we've done really well. We made a really good account of ourselves. how well we finish.
We're playing for. I think that's what we're playing for, isn't it?
Yeah.
For the best we can possibly do for this season. I think that will be enough. I do think that this season at least will be enough of a motivator.
Absolutely.
And there's an opportunity to potentially get our level our highest ever league position, which was 8th, wasn't it? In League One. So that's possible.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the points. It's a mountain, but it's not impossible.
Yeah, and also, I mean, realistically, we're probably going to finish 11th, aren't we? Because we seem to stay in 11th no matter what happens. So
yeah,
regardless of any sort of results, we can win 2 games in a row by and score 8 goals, still 11th, or we can lose 3 on the bounce, still 11th. This is what I mean about the table just being like as it is.
Yeah.
So if we're not 11th at the end of the season, I think that'd be a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, if you've put in your prediction competition, we'll finish 11th. Fair play to you. Obviously now things speed up. So game on Saturday, 2 games the following week over the Easter weekend. So we'll be into 41 games.
What are the 2? Wait, we've got another Tuesday nighter, have we?
We've got Easter Monday away.
Oh, and Good Friday.
And Good Friday at home.
Right, of course, yeah.
So with Fleetwood this Saturday away, then I forget who, Bolton, isn't it?
Yep.
At home on Good Friday, and it's Peterborough away Easter Monday, before then having Argyle the following Saturday.
Yeah.
So it's thick and fast.
It is, and then we've got all these. We've still got to play all of the top 7.
No, because we've just finished off Barnsley.
The rest of the top 7.
The rest of the top 7, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. We're working our way through it.
Yeah.
Lovely. I love it. I love that we can play good teams and we can give a good account of ourselves, and we'll win some, I'm sure. Well, we won last night. We won't win them all, I don't imagine.
No.
But, yeah, exciting.
It is very exciting. It's good.
Solid for Colwell. Like, he's turned it round. I'll hold my hands up entirely. It wasn't that I was... No, I was like, what's going on here? Why is this not any better? But he's...
No, yeah, there was a minute there, wasn't it, where we were worried, where we were kind of thinking, a couple more losses here, and we're going to start feeling people are going to be getting upset.
And you start to believe the rumours, don't you? Like, he was just a PowerPoint kind of guy and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it's just that, I mean, everyone sort of knows that you've got to give managers time, and there's so much evidence of that working out that you should do that, and we always do that anyway. But yeah, I think now with so much information out there online...
And so obviously online is mainly opinions when it comes to, like, mainly fans' opinions.
Well, this shit as well that we put out there.
Us as well.
And then
even us.
I go straight on to, after the matches, or we go straight on to the internet to see what people are saying and stuff. And yeah, it does get in your head. Ultimately, really, he brought some new players in. He changed some things around. It's settled now. And he's done it. You can kind of... It's a bit more clarity now that you can see what's happening. You can see what he was going for. Yeah. I mean, in the supporters' defence and the critics' defence...
He was doing some slightly strange things.
We have improved significantly since we just started playing people in their normal positions. Yeah. And it's sort of to the day that happened that things have started looking up.
Yeah.
But you can't question, the style of play, how he shored up the defence. Now the attacking, how the midfield's been improved by bringing in like McDonald. The other recruits have been superb, as we said, and we started scoring loads of goals too. So, hats off.
Yeah, in the words of Winston Churchill, absolutely bonza, mate.
Yeah, Churchill. Was it Churchill said that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
I thought that might have been...
What? Yeah, because he says, we'll fight them on the beaches.
Yeah.
And they stop the recording. Yeah. And then he says to Mrs. Churchill, absolutely bonza, mate.
Right.
And then kicks Hitler up the arse. It's not often recorded, but it's well known in certain circles.
Churchill. Hate him. Anyway, let's move on.
So, yeah, that's where we are. Colwell will start planning, won't he? Like, we are all like, is Josh Key staying? Is Archie Collins staying? He'll know.
Yep.
He'll certainly know if they're trying to leave. He'll start planning for next season. Obviously, now we're fully, solidified our position.
Yeah, there's quite a few question marks in there over like what the team's going to look like next year, as there always is. But there's people like Kevin McDonald. I think is only technically here to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Come on, Kev. I know you're not listening to this. You've got much better things to do. But can you just stay another year? Come on, mate.
I'd imagine at the moment Kevin McDonald's down the river, shirt off, pulling fish out of the water.
Can I just add also to the chance critique?
Yeah.
That giving Kevin McDonald the drinks of vodka, drinks of Jaeger is Ed's fucking massive chant.
Yes.
You got to put some respect on that man's name. It's not appropriate for a man of his class.
Is that the third time we've reused that song?
What was the second one?
I don't know.
I don't know. It suited Bowman.
Zanzala.
No. Maybe it was Zanzala. Anyway,
there was someone else.
Just think of a different. Get a different. Not that one for him. You're just looking at a kind of classy midfielder. He hasn't got a big head.
It's like saying, I'll decorate the street for Her Majesty, R.I.P., and then writing Cheers, Ma'am in spray paint on the wall.
Is it like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, no, it's worse. It's like, here's the coronation of King Charles, and you...
Prince Charles.
That guy. And you borrow from Russia what they did when Stalin got into power, and you just write Charles where it says Yosef. Second Yosef mentioned today.
I don't know. Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
I don't know. I just think you're right. It's rebadging.
It's just like, I just don't think it suits him. I don't mind. I'm not against that.
Oh,
chant.
You don't think the song suits him? That's your complaint.
I'm not against that chant being reused, but I just think like I don't know. I just don't like it for him.
He
doesn't seem like Bowman. Sort of seemed like the sort of person who sort of, and so did Harry Maguire, which I think this chant originally.
Yeah.
I first heard about anyway. He sort of seems like the sort who go out and drink a load of vodka and Jaeger and had a big head, and that's about all you can really say for him. But McDonald's a classy operator.
Yeah.
Do something to, or a smooth operator, you might say. Maybe do something to the tune of Smooth Operator by Sade.
Yeah. Not Smooth Criminal by Michael Jackson. That's different.
Just sing Smooth Operator by Sade at him.
Yeah.
Don't even mention his name, just sing that.
Doesn't really lend itself to football chanting, does it? Smooth Operator.
No, it could. I think it could. Just a couple of minor adjustments.
Smooth Operator.
Yeah. It's almost perfect.
All right. Do that.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We've been here with Sade. My name's John. I'm with my friend and colleague Dan.
Cheers.
See you soon.